Good morning. Here I am. Good morning. I've been looking in the shadows where the mystery was born. I've been kneeling with the statue in the sun that keeps me warm. I've been following the footsteps of the ones who've come and gone. I've been flying with eagles to the center of the storm. Late in the afternoon, twilight fills the sky, stretching out evening's awning. My heart explodes with joy, I can't hear the baby cry. And I have seen the light of a new day dawning. As below, so above. Warrior of love. Take the shackles from my feet and the madness from my mind. Let the circle be complete. Like this moment out of time, make the earth and heaven speak to me. I have been deaf, dumb, and blind. Now every flower's gone to seed. With every dream my heart can find. As I turn within to the emptiness erased, I'm lifted up by the hands that adore me. The whole wide universe is filled with peace and grace. The door of life is opening before me. Give me the strength to trust. Like a warrior of love. On a silent hill where life and death collide, between the past and the present moment's glory. For every questing heart the path is lit from inside, and all the rest of it just your story, your story. You are alright, much more than enough. You're a warrior of love, warrior of love. There we go. Good morning. Another week, another morning, another chance, another day. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another day where we may finally find our way. James Taylor. Brilliant. Okay, here we go, my friends. Welcome to Morning Poems and Prayers. I've just rolled out of bed and had a scone, and I'm on my second cup of coffee here. Great to be here with you. That is my song. More to come. I swear to God, before the whole thing is over, I'm going to finish some songs and record an album with my buddy Ian. Please God, this season, yeah, in the fall. Let's do this thing. Let's go. I had a little lie in this morning and did about 2.5 hours of meditations. So my I'm bright and shiny. My cup runneth over. Thank you for being here. Let's pray in, as we say, and set our intentions and remember how this thing is meant to work. Yeah, from the inside out. Yeah, uh, from the Almighty through us in one, for each other, for the world, for healing and peace and happiness, joy and freedom. Yes, yes, yes. It's always a mystery to me why my screen doesn't look the same as the one I'm showing you. Still working on that. Let's, we'll stop the share because people have said they'd rather see my face than what I'm reading here from time to time. But I will be reading nonetheless. Thank you for being here. Monday, the 29th of September. Oh, quite a month. Yes, absolutely. Great to be here with you. Go ahead and close your eyes. Turn within. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Here's the first one. Hand over your heart, stretching the spine, looking up through the third eye. Stretch the neck. Here we go. First deep breath. And release. Second deep breath. And release. Third deep breath. And release. Thank you, God. Okay. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. There is nothing I shall want. Fresh and green are the pastures where he gives me repose. He leads me beside still waters. There he revives my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of darkness, I shall not fear, for you are there with your rod and staff, and with these you give me comfort. You have prepared a banquet for me in the sight of my foes. My head have you anointed with oil. My cup is overflowing. Surely goodness and kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Take a breath. The Lord's Prayer from Aramaic. O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Excuse me, let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that bind us. As we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes, do not let us be seduced by that which would divert us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth, power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. Here's the quote from The Course in Miracles. the manual for teachers. The teachers of God have trust in the world because they have learned it is not governed by the laws the world made up. It is governed by a power that is in them, but not of them. It is this power that keeps all things safe. Take a breath into that. Let me give you, here's Patricia's prayer that I say every morning and in moments of great need throughout the day. I am my I am presence, and I am one with my Father, Mother, God. I am also one with the I am presence of every man, woman, and child on earth, the entire company of heaven, the angelic kingdom, the elemental kingdom, and Gaia, Mother Earth. I give heartfelt and sincere thanks for the sacred gift of my life. I ask my I am presence to consecrate every thought, word, feeling, and action which I express throughout this day with more love and more light for myself and my world. Word, I am word. I know who I am in truth, what I am in truth, how I serve in truth. I am here, I am here, I am here. Let me give you the violet flame from Patricia Coda Robles for ourselves and for our world. I am the open door for the violet flame. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity. As one voice, one breath, one heartbeat, and one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, we invoke the most intensified frequencies of the fifth dimensional crystalline solar violet flame of God's infinite perfection that cosmic law will allow. Beloved Saint Germain and your legions of fifth dimensional violet flame archangels, we ask that you blaze, blaze, blaze this violet flame with the power and might of 1,000 suns in, through, and around every thought, feeling, word, action, memory, and belief that humanity has ever expressed in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that is reflecting anything less than heaven on earth. Transmute this energy, cause, core, effect, record, and memory back into its original perfection and seal it in an invincible force field of God's comprehensive divine love. We accept that this activity of light is being God victoriously accomplished, even as we call. We also accept and know that this violet flame is increasing daily and hourly, moment by moment, with every single breath we take, until this sweet earth and all her life have ascended into the fifth dimensional crystalline solar realms of light on the new earth. And so it is. Beloved I am, beloved I am, beloved I am. Take a deep breath. Okay. So here we are, my friends. Very grateful to be here with you. I'm topped up, as I said. I hope you had a great weekend. I certainly did. Yesterday was a marathon for me. Just give you my story very briefly, and then we'll dive into the readings here today. Some great ones. Yeah, I was on with the two calls from the Course in Miracles with Mia and the group yesterday, and that was lovely. And last week I also couldn't find the will to get out of bed at 6:45, so missed a few of those. Glad to be getting back in the groove with that, and also did 2 hours with David and Vivica from 5 to 7, which was absolutely incredible energies. These two are such a blessing, and it's the EdenTemple.com, and it was I think it was a donation to be on the call, and my exchange with them is doing interviews with them, which I absolutely love to do, and looking forward to more of that. But it was amazingly powerful, and then I went from that straight into Addie Lamborn, and Addie read the Sermon on the Mount one more time and gave us orans, clearing the etheric body or healing the etheric body. And that was amazing as well. So my head was spinning by the end of all that. And as I said, I'm up this morning after two hours plus of channel meditations. So hitting the ground running is the thing. Monken Magan. Who is this? You may ask, or if you're in Ireland, you may know. Here's my notes. Let's go back to the screen. We'll go back to the screen now. Boom. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but it is. Let's get that. Okay. So here's our boy. God bless him. Well, this is what I say. I was introduced to the work of this amazing man last night through this video. He is extraordinary, a true genius of the Irish spirit, and the author of 32 Words for Field. Yes, you heard that right. Listen to the land speak. And his latest one, 99 days, I'll get it, 99 names for rain and one for sun, which makes everyone who lives in Ireland laugh. He is sadly also making his transition and is in hospice care at home right now. Please celebrate this great teacher of the Irish language, the culture, and the history that produced it, and his incredible commitment to share it with the world. So a beautiful bright light, and he seems to be getting ready to move on. Bless you, brother. Gira Mahagat, thank you very much. Grateful for your presence in our world. Yeah, I'm loving my Irish on Duolingo. I'm blazing a trail with that, and I did 10 lessons one day, so that's how much fun I'm having with that. There's our sister Yona Yinton, who's been an inspiration for years, and if you follow Yona, she's in the north of Sweden, living out in the woods, very, very simply, and she's an artist and a fantastic videographer, making really the best little movies out there of her life and her time in the woods, and her time painting, and she just lost her lovely doggy friend of many years, Nanook, so she was mourning him in this new one, and she's opened her store, which I saw many other videos of many other young ladies beating a path to Yoda's town, and to be there and to meet her and to celebrate her work and get a picture taken. So all that good fun, wonderful, wonderful inspiration. This young lady, bless you. This was, I listened to this last night. I'm just going to go down some things here. This was Cryon, Lee Carroll, and the Dispensations of Return, and that wasn't what he talked about. That was a nice general topic, but it was exciting enough for me to want to share it with you. Basically, Lee and Jim Self and Bashar and a few others out there, you know, are really keeping my spirits up when I might get overwhelmed and a bit downhearted. So grateful, grateful, grateful for that. The next thing, there's our sister Eileen. The next thing is, yes, that was excellent. I'll come back to that. This is Jim Self, and talks about the 4 events. This is Jim channels Metatron. The collapse of 3D and the transition to the 5th dimension. We all know that's on the schedule. How AI is accelerating human freedom and awareness. Okay. The significance of the harmonic convergence of 1987, where I got my marching orders in this lifetime, for sure, and no doubt about it. And the practical tools to navigate and shift with clarity and self-love. So important that we take care of ourselves and be gentle and kind and compassionate and patient and understanding and forgiving and all those important things. Great reminder from Jim. Appreciated that. And psychic abilities, the Eye of Horus, and remembering who we truly are. And this lady, this is called Wisdom from the North. And this lady talked about the telepathy tapes and all that good stuff. And Jim has the big picture, so it was very, very inspiring. We'll come back to Gathema. This I also did last night and want to recommend it. The I Am Pillar of Light. This is from Brother Steve Nobel. The I Am Presence is also known as Divine Presence, the Monad, the Oversoul, the Christ Self, the God or Goddess Self, the Buddha within, and the Krishna Consciousness. To name just a few, it is the part of us that exists in the realms of spirit, the part that is closest to the divine. In terms of clearing and protection, the I Am Presence is the level of consciousness that contains no interference from lower forces. The I Am Presence is beyond all illusion and deception. The I Am Presence is essentially the next level up beyond the higher self. We could also perhaps think of the I Am Presence as the guiding force of our higher self. In this remastered transmission, we call upon the angelic forces working in this dimension to help create a force field of light around us. Archangel Michael works on sealing our etheric field, repairing any rips and tears. Metatron, once again, seals the outer layers of our auric field with golden white light from the Christ grid that emanates from the central sun. When this preparation work has been done, we call upon our beloved I Am Presence to create a pillar of crystalline white light, some 12 feet in diameter, to seal and protect us. In this light, we ask the I Am Presence to close any portals or openings to any lower dimensions. This is a good transmission to begin your day. It can also be used before you enter the dream state, which is what I did last night. The pillar of light will stay with you for a certain period of time. The more you repeat this transmission, the more stable the pillar of light becomes in your reality. Really recommend that. Take a spin with that. I started to listen to this, Biology of Bliss, How to Safely Awaken the Kundalini. 1987 and the harmonic convergence was when that happened for me, and still learning about it, though these many years later. My friend Trish McMahon sent me this link, Starseed Ascension School, and they were doing a meditation about Ireland holding the key to the ascension to accelerate global ascension. And Eileen got on there and she really enjoyed that. She was telling me, so that's great. There's Kibran, there's Ali Ray, there's Gathema Roba, there's the title of Mankin Magan's book, 99 Words for Rain and 1 for Sun. Brilliant. This I got from another person there, Buckminster Fuller. We are called to be the architects of the future, not its victims. Yes. Yes. Shan Brown was at the Mind Body Spirit doing her thing, and I think Tim Brown was there as well. All the Browns were there. Maravati, building a global fire. Yeah, let's, there's Siobhan Dupour and her poem At the World Peace Gathering. Let me come back to that. That's for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, my friends. The flotilla, with representing 40 different countries and protection from Spain and Italy in terms of warships or military ships. I haven't looked into the news this morning, but that's all still going on, so keep that in your thoughts and prayers. Ben Bowler is somebody I've followed for a long time, and there's his memory last year of being in Hiroshima. There's the famous tower in the background behind folks, and there's Mount Fuji, and there's the guy in the tall guy with the flute and the black hair and glasses and the ribbon shirt. Why, that's Standing Bear. Man, that guy gets around. Well done, my friend. He's still here in Ireland. Liliana Heitman. We could start with Liliana for the poetry and the deep dive. A shout out to Cashel O'Toole. I'm good friends with her mom, Jane Fitzgerald, and Cashel, and they've both been on the journey here with me over the last year with LifeWave. God bless you. And she's a beautiful artist, beautiful soul. And there is one of her latest pieces. And do check her work out. She's one of my favorites here in Ireland. Absolutely. Bless you, Cashel. One of the angels in my life here. There was Ann Tucker. Yeah, this is what I was looking for, and I didn't even know it. Boom. So here's a nice, we'll give you one more prayer. Here's a nice reworking of St. Francis, calling it the 11th step prayer, which maybe this is came out of the 12 steps, yeah? So you can close your eyes, turn within, take a deep breath if you like, or just follow along here. It goes like this. Higher power, make me a channel of thy peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love, that where there is wrong, I may bring the spirit of forgiveness, that where there is discord, I may bring harmony, that where there is error, I may bring truth, that where there is doubt, I may bring faith, that where there is despair, I may bring hope, that where there are shadows, I may bring light, that where there is sadness, I may bring joy. Higher power, grant that I may seek rather to comfort than to be comforted, to understand than to be understood, to love than to be loved. For it is by self-forgetting that one finds. It is by forgiving that one is forgiven, and it is by dying that one awakens to eternal life. So be it. Amen. Beautiful. Right? This bright young lady is full of wisdom. I recommend her very much. I think she's in Ireland at the moment. Araya, I think is her name. The medical system is falling apart to be rebuilt for the new earth. Yeah, that gets my vote. Alcohol use in America is at its lowest in history. The fog is lifting, the chains are breaking. Yes, don't listen to the news if you want to know what's really happening. You got to dig below. All right, so I'm going to read this very heavy poem from Laura Aversano. You'll thank me later. And I say I'm blessed to be able to share such profound wisdom and passion for life. Like our friend Laura here today. Laura's made herself available for an interview on November 13th, so looking forward to chatting with one of my favorite poets and wayshowers. And so this dropped over the weekend, and this is Laura, based on the East Coast there in New York. Ready? Here we go. Can we do it this way? Let's see. We'll do it this way. Boom. You'll thank me later. I saw my own death, standing there amidst the pines whose needle-like leaves ensconced his powerful stature. Unsure of the path between he and I whispered sweet nothings into the ethers, trembling as I tiptoed through the brush, trying to anticipate his every move, undulating sweat pouring forth from my body. Hands clenched in fervent prayer, I drew closer to this ominous figure, whose light and darkness confounded my soul since ever I could remember. He grabbed me with such an intensity, I fell silent as though the beat of my heart dissipated into the abyss. I gathered what courage I could and looked deeply into his eyes. Unable to utter a word, tears rolled down my cheeks. I did not know why I was there, or why he was there for that matter. Wanting to escape into the shelter of those trees, his mighty arms embraced me. I love you. I love you. I love you. Flabbergasted, I stared into Death's eyes again. I love you, he said with such a radiant warmth, that I was able to feel my heartbeat again. A softness enveloped the space between us. I was no longer afraid of him, no longer afraid of death, and no longer afraid of the path between us. Take a deep breath. Laura Aversano. Thank you, sister. That's the medicine, my friends. Face the fears and come out the other side. This is a brilliant, beautiful. This is a documentary that was on the Irish language station here, TG Cahir, and it was pretty good. It's called Buffalo Fire, and they have a website, and the link is there and all that. It was kind of a downer of an ending because after giving us the present moment, which is much more hopeful, we see the history of the Irish, who evidently were quite good at killing a lot of Indians and Southerners in the Civil War and the Indian Wars. But there's a lot there, a lot of history, and there's still a lot of history to be written. And that's why we know Chief Phil Lane and had the World Peace Gathering. Gemma Starr, there comes a point where speaking our truth is our only choice, for to dishonor the heart is a burden no longer worth bearing. Let's have that again. There comes a point when speaking our truth is our only choice, for to dishonor the heart is a burden no longer worth bearing. Take a breath into that. Do not weep for those who cross into the spirit world. Their journey is not away from us, but deeper into the circle we all share. Standing there. Beautiful. Yeah, that's brilliant. But I want to share now Siobhan DePere's poem for Palestine. Yeah, here we go. So this is 3 minutes.
The words for crying. I would write a poem for Palestine, but I cannot see the words for crying, and words are flimsy.
When you move away,
Sorry.
return. Move.
I would write a poem for Palestine, but I cannot see the words for crying, and words are flimsy. And it seems obscene to make the suffering rhyme. And words are flimsy against bombs and heinous crime, but still I am a poet, and words are my sword, and I would cut the head from them that maimed and gored the Gazan people in their beds, and blew apart the children's heads. My anger burns hot, but brief. It quickly wets and turns to grief. Oh, I would write a poem for Palestine, for dead babies that could be mine. I would hush their little whimpers and pull them to my mother's breast. I would soothe their tear-stained faces and hug them into healing rest. And I would lift their broken bodies from the rubble and twisted metal, and I'd lay them on the ground like summer's fallen petals. I would write a poem for Palestine, but I cannot see the words for crying. Being pregnant when I wrote it, I recoiled from dying. So tears are now my only action as this mass movement gains real traction. 1,000 march on the capital streets, making demands the government must meet. Millions sign a petition, so surely the deaf will listen. And while the world shouts, cease, I weep and pray for peace. And I ignore the voice that says, what good your tears? 'Tis only shouting they will hear. For I know such callous men are missing the empathy that would ever make them listen. So weeping mothers, let us weep, till our tears bubble up from below. Weeping mothers, let us weep, till our tears overflow the springs of Jericho, bubbling up deep from below, and pour out to bathe the open wombs and soothe the empty, aching wounds. Let us weep, till our tears raise from the Dead Sea a mighty wave to make the callous flee, to wash away the infrastructure of oppression, and with it all the false succession. Let us weep, till our tears raise a flood that turns the sandy streets to mud. Let us weep, till our tears burst the banks of the River Jordan and baptize and renew the innocence in that gunman, the Christ in the wandering Jew. For the water will not turn from Jew or Arab, it will not discern, and the water will wash clear centuries of death and fear. Such is the power of water. Such is the power of tears. So weeping mothers, let us weep. For as we weep, we release, and so become agents of lasting peace.
Yes, indeed. Siobhan, beautiful. All right. We're going deep today, my friends. That's what it calls for sometimes. Guthimaroba, ready to be marveled. The mystery of life is this: to wake up every day ready to be marveled, ready to be tickled. Then the entire universe becomes a ground on which your soul dances. My dear, I want you to fall in love with whatever form this moment takes. This is the same as touching the face of God with your sweet, trembling hands. Let me say that again. From the bottom of the well to the top of the mountain. Ready to be marveled. The mystery of life is this: to wake up every day ready to be marveled, ready to be tickled. Then the entire universe becomes a ground on which your soul dances. My dear, I want you to fall in love with whatever form this moment takes. This is the same as touching the face of God with your sweet, trembling hands. Take a deep breath. Beautiful photograph of a stairway that leads up to the sky. Amazing. Okay, I have a few others here. This is one. Ali Ray. How do we know what to do? Let's do it this way. Boom. How do we know what to do? With all of the chaos and projections all around us, it is easy for the mind to get swept up in endless shoulds, oughts, and musts. And there are plenty of voices bullying others into countless things. I ask you, precious ones, what is right in front of you, right in this very moment? Is it your cat sitting on the arm of your chair? Is it a cup of tea with a gentle steam arising from it? Is it your baby in your arms? Is it your child playing in the grass? Whatever is right in front of you, right this moment, is for you. That is it, truly. How do we know? Because it is literally right in front of you. It is only this, what is right in front of you, that requires your full attention and presence. And if you are able to truly meet whatever is right in front of you fully, it will inevitably be a state where you are aware of what is within you simultaneously. A beautiful blessing of being coherence. The world would have you moving about in endless, fearful, unconscious actions. It would have you worrying about everything: children in other countries, famine, war, disease, etc., all to keep you away from where the true power is, to assist anything and anyone, truly is your heart. The truth is that everything that requires healing always arises directly in front of the ones to experience that. The person who needs assistance is provided assistance by another who is present there, not someone who has some idea about it in some far-off place. And the beauty is, God does a much better job than the humans have at being true love and healing to all manner of things. It is time now for us to learn from nature's divine example. For now, allow yourself the gift of being present with only what is right in front of you. Whatever it may be, it is what is deserving of your heart now. Let everything else be. Not everything needs you. You need you. And whatever is directly in front of you now, do not underestimate the power of your heart and the presence and attention it provides to what is right in front of you now. I so love you, precious ones. All is truly well. Ali Ray. Love is, love is, love is. God is, God is, God is. Look at that beautiful little girl. That's you, my friends. That's all of us. Take a deep breath. Thank you, sweetheart. Yep, so simple and so powerful. Khalil Gibran. Between what is said and not meant, and what is meant and not said, most love is lost. Boom. Speak your truth. We'll give you the course from yesterday because that's what I have here. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. Course in Miracles. No one can look upon what your grievances conceal, because your grievances are hiding the light of the world in you. Everyone stands in darkness, and you beside him. But as the veil of your grievances is lifted, you are released with him. Share your salvation now with him who stood beside you when you were in hell. He is your brother in the light of the world that saves you both. We are never saved ourselves alone. What we do, the world experiences. Another one from Gathima Roba. The pursuit of power and fame is rooted, I could say, in your inner poverty, and ultimately will be the source of your misery. My dear, why don't you show some interest in something that will polish your soul and increase your capacity to smile? The pursuit of power and fame is rooted, I could say, in your inner poverty, and ultimately will be the source of your misery. My dear, why don't you show some interest in something that will polish your soul and increase your capacity to smile? Take a breath into that. I want to do Liliana if she's on tap here somewhere. Yeah, she's here somewhere. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. A pleasure. Take what works, leave the rest. Maravati. There she is. Liliana Heitman. Imagine, we'll do this. Beautiful lady. Imagine that you and I are both studying the shadow cast by a coffee mug. From where I sit, its outline falls into the shape of a rectangle. From your angle, the same mug appears as a circle. Neither of us is wrong. Both perceptions are accurate and true, yet the mug itself exists beyond either description. This is where the subtle difference emerges. There is what is true in a limited sense, and then there is truth deeper. And then there is truth, the deeper indivisible thing that can never be reduced to a single view. I suspect the truth in its entirety lies forever beyond human comprehension. And yet, in pursuing it, we refine ourselves. We become a little more true by striving for truth. One question follows naturally. Must another idea be silenced in order for mine to thrive? If that is the case, then I am not seeking truth, but advancing propaganda, manipulating thought rather than enlarging it. Any conviction that requires suppression to survive reveals its own weakness. Too few, I think, pause long enough to recognize this masquerade. Kaboom. Just what needs to be said these days, my friends. I think so. Let's give you a minute of Mongan here. Mongan. He's really deep as the ocean, this guy.
Hello everyone, and thank you all for coming. My name is Colin Green, and I'm leading this series of interviews, which are called My Identity. I want to talk a little bit later about, again, that sense of landscape and the connection that landscape gives you, both spiritually and historically, or maybe mythically almost. But it would be really useful, and at the end we're going to come back maybe and think about the potential political impact of your ideas in the world that we live in today, and you've already alluded to that. It would be really useful for everyone here, I think, and for me to get a sense of your family background, because I can see in your work that the way that you think about Ireland, the Irish language, the Irish landscape, and you describe this really beautifully in your work, comes from the kind of political participation that your family members had in previous generations. And yet also it strikes me that in some ways your engagement with Ireland is different than theirs, in that the O'Reilly, for example, and your grandmother Sheila Humphreys were very much attuned to the contemporary politics of their time. They were people who looked to shape the future of the island in profoundly political ways while having a sense of its history. And to some extent, your take differs from theirs. So it would be lovely to hear you talk about the impact that that family background has had on shaping who you are, and then maybe your reflections on whether there are real differences and where those differences occurred.
Yeah, so like in one way, Listen to Land Speaks and 32 Words for the Field are manipulating an identity. They're creating a particular identity, a story, which is what you do when you write a book. But equally, Sheila and the O'Reilly were doing the same. So it sort of goes back to Aegon O'Reilly, to my great granduncle 4 generations back, who was the last great poet of the old Bardic school. Born 1670s, died 1740s. And, he was, as I said, the last great poet of the old Bardic school, and that entitled him to wear a cloak of crimson bird feathers. So when you have that image, that's basically shamanic. He was connecting back to a druidic sensibility going back thousands of years. So he was a big influence on the O'Reilly. Like for the O'Reilly, he was just his great granduncle 2 generations back. And so the O'Reilly was sparked into, founding the Irish Volunteers, and then became the IRA, and becoming such a key part in Conradh na Gaeilge in the Gaelic League, because he felt that he just felt this uninish, this identity with Aegon O'Reilly, with the great poet, and he also realised that he was part of that movement towards an idea of nationalism, of identity in the late 19th century. So he's inspired by that, and he reshapes that story, Aegon O'Reilly's story, to become something. And then Sheila, my granny, post-1916, when the O'Reilly dies in 1916, Sheila then again remolds that story And what they do, they make the story of Ireland almost into the Fighting Irish. We were talking about that with Notre Dame, with the American universities. There's so much about the Fighting Irish. They took the idea of Finn McCool and Cuchulainn and made those key figures of our identity because they knew they were at a time where they were going to need to fight. If there was ever going to be a time where I could write a book about the Irish language that would sell so well, where we could have TV programs in Irish that me and my brother could make, they needed to sacrifice that themselves 100 years ago, or we could have lost everything. So all of that sacrificing that had been done in the centuries before, particularly at the time of the famine, where those great parents decided to tell their children, to make sure their children wouldn't speak English, that they wouldn't speak Irish, they would only speak English, so they could go to America, go to Australia, go to Britain, and make a career, and maybe either come back to a free Ireland or send money back to feed those here, so that the culture, the language, that mindset, that Weltanschauung could continue. So they...
Okay. The guy's just a fount of wisdom and knowledge, and it's his family and his family story that he's telling, and it's the story of this country, and I'm so sorry to get introduced to him while he's making his exit, but better late than never. A powerful, beautiful, eloquent, visionary, and deeply brilliant teacher of the country, the culture, the language, the history, every little bit of it. So there you go. Magan McCann. Mia, my Course in Miracles teacher, tells me she's second cousin to him or something like this. Everybody's related to everybody in Ireland eventually. What's your name and where are you from? Are the first two questions that you get asked here, because they're pretty much the same thing. Who are you, and how do I connect with you? Yeah. So let me stop this here. So thank you for being here. I think that's pretty much it for today. If you caught on late, please listen back to this. I'm really working on getting my act together, as we say in Hollywood, and things are changing quickly, and I'm very, very grateful for what I know and what I understand and what I have available to me. So I hope this is of use to you and of help to you. I appreciate your time. Please share this video with people. I did find my PayPal link. It makes it much easier to donate to support morning prayers and poems. So I'm very grateful for any of those and all of those. I still do one-to-one sessions with people, and I love doing them. And more to come. Yeah, I'll be on Wednesday night with Ed's for the LifeWave presentation about the X39 patch. I should get my new ones the end of the week. It's been a little while, and I'm still enjoying LifeWave. I was out, I did a new flyer and put that around town and introduced the idea to several of my friends here, which was enjoyable. And life is happening. Jim Self and Cryon and Bashar, I find are really on the cutting edge of what's happening. So I'll just leave this with you. We're going to experience the world as our reflection more powerfully and more quickly than we've ever known. And that is because we are in this shift from third dimension, a particular vibration. Reality, is happening through the physical reality is happening through vibration, the illusion of separation, etc. So as the vibration goes up, things are manifesting more quickly and more truly. Lazarus talks about the futures that are being created now are more real than any of the futures that we've known before. So I see the clock on the wall is racing ahead. I'll just leave that there for the moment. But from my heart to yours, thank you for being here. Have a great week. Have a wonderful day. All my love, peace and blessings. Namaste. Peace.